Welcome back to Real Ag Radio. This show is brought to you by FP Genetics, and that means it's time for our product spotlight with FP Genetics. Joining me now, it's Chad Yanchycki. He's the sales manager for FP Genetics. Chad, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me today.
Chad, as sales manager, what does that mean for what you do in a day, what you do in a week? What keeps you busy?
Yeah, so I work closely with our three territory managers. We got one in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Alberta. Work closely with them on the production side of things, and then I do a lot of work on the end user side. So, opening up some doors for markets for these varieties that we bring. Things like mill runs that we got to get done for oats to get accepted through some of the major millers, stuff like that.
So working up the value chain there. I like it. Okay, which brings us to, of course, the reason we're talking today. Let's get into it. Let's get into the 2025 lineup. What's got you really jazzed up about varieties for this year?
Yeah, so I'll start with barley. One of our big varieties is AAC Synergy. So a tried and true variety that people are well aware of. Great for malt, great malt acceptance. Kind of that number one malt acre right now. So a really nice yield package to it. Decent standability to it. Looks really, really good. And I think what you're going to see with it is it's going to continue to be that number one malt acre variety on the market for the next, 4 or 5 years. So exciting things there for us. When I look into durum, for example, we've got the first ever I-rated durum that hit the market. So it's an intermediate rating for Fusarium. And that one's super exciting because it's the first one that's ever been an I-rated durum in the world for that. So that's pretty big news. It stands nice, really nice yield package to it. Kind of opens up some of those fringe acres as well. So you get some of those areas that kind of come in and out of durum depending on how your year is. So it kind of brings those acres back into play. So we've seen it commercially. We launched in the marketplace last year. Uptake on it was phenomenal, and feedback on it's really, really good. So we expect to see that again this year. The uptake's been fast and good this year as well. When we move into the rest of our wheat portfolio, some really strong varieties in the hard reds. So first being AAC Hodge. So this is a midge tolerant variety. Good fit in the parkland and those areas that really, really rely on that midge tolerance. It's got good standability on it, really good yield package on it, excellent disease package on it with nice protein. Farmers have really liked the yield that they're getting out of this variety. It is a little bit taller, so we've seen really good results using a PGR with a variety like this. However, you get your cattle guys that really like it because it provides a little bit of extra straw for them. So a really well-rounded variety. Another one is SY Manus. So this is a conventional hard red variety, very unique variety. So we see a lot of this in Manitoba. It's a really, really high yielding variety. It's got a little bit more of a shallow root structure. So you want to put it on areas that have maybe a little bit heavier soil, a little bit more moisture to it. As if you get into a sandy soil, for example, you can see it dry out a little bit quicker. But areas where it's got good moisture, a little heavy soil, it thrives, and you'll probably see it as being one of the top yielders on your farm. That's why it's exploding in acreage here in Manitoba this year. Really, really good uptake on it. I think we'll see it chew a lot into the market share realm of the wheats here in Manitoba. And if you look in Alberta, in that irrigation country, you'll see a lot of people interested in that variety as well. It's done really well into irrigation where they can put some water to it. It's short, stands extremely well. Like I said, puts it a really, really nice yield to it. Last on our wheats that I wanted to highlight was AAC Hockley. So this is a variety that fits really well across Western Canada. When you look at varieties that we bring to market, often what you see is there's weaknesses somewhere in a variety, right? It's no variety that's kind of perfect from front to back. And although I won't say Hockley's that, it's pretty darn close. It's a variety that stands extremely well. I'd put it as one of the best standers on the market today that's out there. Really nice yield to it. Excellent protein to it. Very, very strong disease package and strong fusarium levels rating on it. So it's a strong MR to fusarium. Just an overall really, really nice variety. The thresh is really nice. Farmers love it. We're seeing this one really take off here across Western Canada as well. And then the last variety I wanted to highlight quickly was in our oat portfolio. CDC Anson is launching this year in 2025. So this is the first variety that I've seen have this much hype in my entire time dealing with seed production and bringing varieties to market. A lot of excitement around grows with this. A lot of the oats that have hit the market in the last 10 years have been a little bit on the higher side for height, so a little bit taller. This one's shorter, brings that height down to something a lot of growers are happy about, but you're not sacrificing the yield. So Short oat, really, really high yield potential on it. It's got great beta glucan levels on it, so the millers are really excited about it. We've almost got all full miller acceptance on it, so we just got a few little mill runs to get done here on the last few, but looking really, really positive. So if people want to chat about Anson or want to know where they can all sell it, just reach out to somebody at FB.
So that covers the cereals. What about pea acres? What have you got for pea acres for 2025?
Yeah, so we've got a couple here. Chrome would be a big one for us. So it's been kind of tried and true across Western Canada. High yielder, short pea, about 10-15 centimeters shorter than most varieties. But a new one we got launching here in 2025 is AAC Julius. And this one will shave off, kind of depending on where you are, 3 to 5 days on maturity on chrome, holding that chrome yield, smaller pea, 210 gram pea size with a really strong seed coat to it. So that one's going to hit the market here in 2025. Lots of hype and excitement around that one with seed coat, the yield, and a little bit earlier of a pea.
Okay, which of course brings us to, with this exciting lineup, with all there is to sort of decide on, where can farmers go for more information about these genetics, for agronomic support as well, of how to make that choice on which one of these is the best fit for their farm?
Yeah, so our website's probably the best spot, fpgenetics.ca. It's got all the territory managers' email, phone number information on there, as well as the rest of our company. You can reach out to anybody at FP. We're all pretty well versed on our portfolio and varieties. And when you look at our territory managers, for example, they each cover their entire province. So they get a vast knowledge on how these varieties perform from corner to corner, different soil types, different conditions, high moisture, low moisture, all that kind of stuff. Give them a shout, talk to them. They'll sit down with you, go over what's best for your farm. We all know every variety is not going to fit on every acre of every farm, and every farmer does things a little bit different management-wise on their farm. So sitting down, booking a meeting with us to really go over what your goals are for your farm will really help us pick that variety that's gonna suit your farm the best.
Fantastic. All right, Chad, thank you so much for joining me here on the show, brought to you by FP Genetics.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with more Real Ag Radio right after